Hello, everyone. I am Queen Lillie. Welcome to my live. We are discussing no other than Donald Trump. He is a topic everywhere. Yes, he is. Donald Trump and all his mess that he has going on. So this is part 60 under life under Donald Trump. Yes, part 60. Yes, we are already on part 60. I am Queen Lillie. As you come in, hit that like button. Thank you for coming to my live. You are valued. You are appreciated. All of your beautiful kings and queens. I love you all. We're going to get started in just a moment, but let's go over some rules. Let's be kind to one another in my chat. It benefits us to be loving and kind in this world because love is needed more than anything right now in this world. Again, I am Queen Lillie, and you are welcome to my live, all of you beautiful kings and queens. This is Life Under Trump, Part 60. Yes, Life Under Trump, Part 60. So we got a lot to cover from Donald Trump, Elon Musk, the plane crashes, Trump saying Mexicans are taking away the black jobs. But what does Donald Trump really mean by that? What does he mean? Is he trying to set black people back? Why it's Black History Month, thinking we're going to go out there in the fields because he's getting rid of the Latinos and put us out there in the fields? Is that what he mean by saying that taking away the black jobs? Because from what I understand, black people are getting their education. They got good jobs. Education is the key, is what we always have been taught. So when Donald Trump says that they're taking away the black jobs, do he think that he's going to put us back out in them fields? Because he's getting rid of the Latinos, the Venezuelans, and Mexicans, our great allies and Mexicans. Donald Trump, black people, listen to me, it's Black History Month. When he says they taking the black jobs, Donald Trump wants to put black people back out in them fields. He want to set us back years and years and years way back. But blacks, we're not going back. They made a choice to vote Donald Trump back in the office. We said with VP Kamala Harris, we're not going back. And you best believe black paid people are not going back. So my black people, I'm advised you get your everything in order because I see what's going on. Donald Trump is getting rid of the Latinos, our beautiful brown people, to try to put us in those fields where he said we need to be put in our place. We're not going back. It ain't happening. Let's get this party started. None of this would be happening if y'all would not have voted that man back into office. Now, eggs are sky high. I'm going to show you something. They are so high, in a moment, they're going to be 20-something dollars. They like $12.99, $18.99 right now. But I don't have that problem because God bless me where my stomach doesn't need eggs, okay? So I'm going to show you something. One moment, please. I'm going to take a sip of water right quick, okay? It's a little warm in here. Atlanta is warm today. Atlanta has the strangest weather, y'all. Just a moment. The price of eggs is so high everywhere. The South, the North, everywhere. The price of eggs is so expensive right now. But I thank my Lord and Savior, I don't eat eggs, so I don't have that problem. Because Donald Trump promised y'all he was going to lower the price of eggs, cheaper gas. The groceries are going up. They're not cheaper at all. Look at this price of eggs. I want to show y'all something. High price eggs. Hold on, let me take this off the charger. High price eggs. This is now, today. Donald Trump promised MAGA he was going to lower the price of eggs. But look at the price of eggs, y'all. $18.49. Eggs should be about what, $3 and something, $2 and something, no matter where you shop. Because usually in Publix, I guess like $3.99, in Publix, $4.99. It matter what grade of eggs you're buying. But this is what's happening, in America. Right now, food is higher than what it was under Biden. Right now, planes are falling from the sky because what happened? Donald Trump removed the administrator over the FAA because of Elon, supposed to be the genius of everything, said so. Okay? Now we have planes are falling down everywhere. Food is extremely high. He's deporting people that should not be deported because the vast majority of them, they're originally from here. They're part of the originals that were here. This is what we got going on in America. And I told you all yesterday, Donald Trump, Elon Musk is about any means necessary. They don't care who they hurt, who gets destroyed in this mess. Elon Musk, SpaceX. You saw the rocket explode and crashed. It made me think about those planes that are falling from the air, from the sky and crashing. Elon, what are you doing? Elon Musk, what are you doing? Donald Trump, what are you up to? Right now, America is like a third world country. They talk about Mexico. Right now, if you go to Mexico, you can get your eggs very cheap. Mexico got fresh fruit, organic fruit, not a lot of poison and put into it. But in America, we got horrible fruit, bad for your health. May not even be real tomatoes, may not even be real watermelons, if you know what's going on with the watermelons. America today under Donald Trump is like a third world country. Things exploding, crashing all over the place. What's next? Hit that like button as y'all coming in. Thank you. Donald Trump is everything he wants to get rid of. He said he want to get rid of the criminals. He has 34 felonies. He said he want to get rid of the people that are graping. He's done it. Guilty of it. So Claudia Shaban, this is what she says. I'm confused. I keep hearing everyone from America saying that my country is sending felons and rapists into their country. We thought that we was encouraged, considering that's what they chose to be their president. Everything Donald Trump claims he want to get out of this country, saying the migrants, the immigrants, he is. Also, his wife is an immigrant. And she only married him to probably stay here, allegedly, and in my opinion. And he had a bank account so full, that's why she married him. She didn't look at Donald Trump and wanted him. No. She looked at that bank account and wanted him. No one would look at Donald Trump and want him. And right now, T-Rump supporters are mad at him. They're mad because, as I showed you, the price of food has gone up. He can no longer blame Biden because President Joe Biden is no longer in that White House. Y'all put Donald Trump in there. And your food is more expensive than it has ever been. So, MAGA, you can't blame President Joe Biden anymore. Look at the orange man, the orange devil. Your food is so expensive. Right now, T-Rump supporters are pissed with him. We're going to see what they got to say. They're so upset with him, he can't even imagine. They're highly upset with Dunny Boy. Just a moment. Give it just a moment. It's uploading. Hit that like button as y'all coming in. Thank you for coming to my live. I am Queen Lillie. You are valued and you are welcome. I look at you as all beautiful kings and queens. If you snap at me, I'm going to snap back at you. I'm just not a snapping turtle. I'm a snapping queen.
Hi, yeah, we are Florida Republicans who are in the midst of deep regret over our votes for Trump. After that press conference yesterday and everything he was saying about the airlines and the plane crash, I mean, good God. I mean, we looked it up and the pilots and everyone involved, they weren't DEI hires. What was he even talking about? We now feel like we were tricked by the Republicans. A lot of the stuff they said that got us to vote for them ended up not being true at all. None of these executive orders seem to be helping the economy or our family at all, and I don't understand why he's not doing what he said he was going to do. I understand all politicians are going to fib a little bit on the campaign trail, but this takes that to a whole new level. It's starting to seem to me like nothing that he said was true at all. I think the best thing that would happen is if the Democrats could win all these special elections coming up and take back the House.
Oh, Trump, MAGA mad at you. What you gonna do? MAGA is mad at you. They voted for you and they haven't received anything that you promised them. Why make promises you can't keep? You never intended on ever upliving to what you promised them. How can y'all expect a man that lied to get everything that he has, lied to get voted in, will keep any promises to you? You heard him tell y'all during a conference that Elon Musk is a genius with those voting computers. He said out of his mouth that the election was rigged and that's why he won. How can you trust a man like that? Had Trump lost his mind? Has he lost his mind? That's what people are asking. Has Donald Trump lost his mind? He been lost it, even in the first election. So let's see. Lord, fix it. I'm going to read some of y'all comments. Well, it's about to upload. I was going to read some comments, but it's uploading now. Okay.
Remember when he said migrant and immigrant workers were taking Black jobs and we all were confused because I don't know any Black person that works on a farm or that's a seasonal worker for a farm? I started to think today, okay, so he's deporting immigrants even if they're documented. If you're not a legal citizen, even if you have papers, if you're not a legal citizen, you're being deported. You're gone, right? So, and farmers are complaining that their crops are rotting in the fields because either their workers are being deported or they're too afraid to come to work. So I'm thinking, okay, so this week we learned that he's trying to cut out all federal funding for higher education, meaning that if you can't pay for your education, you won't get it. So are they trying to make it where Black people are, because if you can't get a higher education and there is no other job, and the person that was doing the job is not here anymore, oh, Jesus, help us, Lord.
Black people, be prepared in every way, in every form. God bless America. So right now, everyone, no matter what race, February 1st is Black History Month. Although Dunny Boy said there would be no Black History Month, we ain't listening to that orange devil. I never listened to the devil. I listened to Jesus Christ. Really? Who listening to the orange devil? Stop if you are, because he can't help you. He's not going to help your soul. He's not going to help you buy your eggs. He's not going to pay your mortgage. He's not going to pay your car payment. So if you're pushing a Benz, he ain't helping you, okay? Stick with that Toyota that's paid for.
February 1st and Black History Month. Let's talk about it. This old Texas Paul. Hope your coffee is as good as mine. Yeah, I hope it's better. Yeah, it's Black History Month. No, I know you say, well, Donald Trump said, well, Donald Trump don't say shit. The Third Reich doesn't tell me who and what I celebrate. I do. The election of a bunch of bigots don't change who I am. It's Black History Month. So let's talk about the wealthiest man that ever lived, Mansa Musa. And he was a black man and a Muslim. That's why they don't teach you about him in school. He was the head of the Mali Empire around 1300 or so, and he was the richest man that ever lived. Now, I know you're going to say, "Oh, wait a minute, that's all Elon Musk." No, Elon Musk, his wealth is on paper, and it's a fantasy. Nothing about the metrics of his company or anywhere near the valuation. Mansa Musa was actually rich. I mean, he had gold. He had his wealth was cattle. His wealth was ivory. His wealth was salt. Salt was critically important to people's lives at the time, and he controlled the salt trade. He had a 10,000 horse cavalry. He had the cattle. He had land. He had real wealth. The richest man to ever live, richer than Solomon in the Bible, and he was a black man. Yeah.
Happy Black History Month. I'm black and I'm proud with all this golden black skin. Yeah. Happy Black History Month to everybody in my chat. Although Dunny Boy said he's getting rid of it, I be damned. I'm black and I'm proud. Say it loud. There's more to come. One moment, please.
Hello, everybody. And we know it is Black History Month. When you hear somebody say, "Hey, Michelle,"
Happy Black History Month, y'all.
Folks, very concerning news about Panama right now, as Secretary of State Marco Rubio currently heads to Panama in order to try to see how the U.S. can annex and take over the Panama Canal. The Panamanian officials are warning about a U.S. invasion, saying that there could be mass casualties as a result. They are currently bracing for war. Let me read you a little bit more. Let me share some of this new reporting from Politico. They say Marco Rubio's visit to Panama is set to offer clues to a pressing question: whether the next 4 years of American policy will more closely resemble an imperial conquest or a hardball real estate negotiation. On the ground here, members of the small political elite have been bracing for either, as tensions over the Panama Canal ratcheted up over last month. Panama's former president sat in his office on the 10th floor of a bank building and contemplated the worst-case scenario: an American invasion. Quote, "I think there will be many, many casualties on our side," he said, "an international condemnation of the United States." Meanwhile, there are massive protests right now against the United States, with protesters taking to the streets upon Marco Rubio's arrival. They are burning American flags, as you can see right here. And they are also blowing up these sort of Americans in effigy, as you see right here. Things are escalating in Panama, in Canada, in Greenland, all...
Only the orange fool think he is strong enough and wise enough with Marco Rubio, who is a brown person, considerably Cuban. Why go messing with Panama? They not messing with you. Sometimes you go F around and find out. Happy Black History Month to Panama too. Why? Those people are not bothering us beautiful Americans. Greenland is not giving you them. They're not going to give up their land. The orange fool thinks that's going to happen. It's not going to happen. I have already told y'all, Donald Trump going to have a terrible 2025. He think he's going to come in as he did in 2016 when he was given the Oval Office. He actually think that this time he's going to really get to just destroy us. Although right now, third world countries are looking at America as a third world country. We're in trouble. Americans are in danger. Anybody voted for Donald Trump, you caused this. And when it gets worse and worse and worse, where you can't even buy the food because it's so expensive, because you saw how high those eggs were. $18.49 for some eggs. Thank you, Jesus, I don't eat eggs. I ain't got to worry about that.
Well, hey, my little Polly Pockets, what you doing in my kitchen? You know what? I'm so glad you're here, though, because I wanted to wish you a happy Black History Month. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Christopher, you're not black. How did you know? I'm not. I'm not black. But I am one of those super Caucasified people who believes that Black history is all of our history. I know, it's crazy notion. I know it is. And so this month, we're going to be celebrating Black History Month on this page because I think it's so important for us to do that. And you know what else I'm going to do, honey? If you are a Black or a brown entrepreneur in or around the greater Atlanta area, I want you to go to mansionsandmascara.com and email me directly from there. Tell me about your business, and I'm going to select 4, and I'm going to highlight those 4 minority businesses right here in the greater Atlanta area. And then all of you can go and support those businesses, and we can uplift people together. How about that? I think it's a really good idea. Okay, so this is what we're going to do, honey. I'm not going to keep you too much longer. I want you to think about it, and I want you to go with God and call your mom and ask her if she's excited about Black History Month as I am. And if you're one of those people who does not believe in Black history.
I love him. He lives here in Atlanta. We're amongst the fabulous people.
Well, hey,
I love him. He is so fabulous. I love him. Happy Black History Month. Join the fabulous people in Atlanta, Georgia. He's a Buckhead Betty, too.
Folks, the trade war is escalating. This is heating up really quickly. Donald Trump today reportedly has notified Canada that the 25% tariffs against the nation's goods being imported into the United States are going into effect today. Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, is expected to speak at 6 p.m. Eastern to announce the country's retaliation to Donald Trump's tariffs, which could easily be retaliatory tariffs. We're not sure just yet how Trudeau is going to respond, but he has stated that he would respond forcefully. So we are now going to see what happens with the situation. But one thing we know for sure is that all of these tariffs are going to make goods much more expensive for Americans, much more expensive for Canadians, much more expensive around the world. And this is going to thrust the economy, the global economy, into a period of instability and chaos. And this is all because of Donald Trump. We're going to be following this story every single minute, every single day. So make sure you're following us right now so that you're always up to date. Folks, the trade war is
What that means, let me make this brief with y'all. That means a lot of y'all are going to be without electricity because Canada Prime Minister has already stated, Donnie, if you come for their throats, they're coming for you. They're going to turn off the electricity to New York, Detroit, a lot of you northern states. You will be without power because Donald Trump has to show who has the bigger balls because the other thing ain't big enough. So he can't do that. Donald Trump is causing so many problems in this country that we did not have under President Joe Biden. So get your candles ready, whatever you got, generators, whatever you got to do, something. Because y'all in trouble. I live in the South, baby. I was going to have my electrical power. Yes, I will. Donald Trump will make it where y'all not going to have any electricity in those northern states. You can thank him for that. Remember, you voted for him. You get what you paid for, baby. You get what you voted for, baby. Yes. More footage of the plane crash. This is on Donald Trump's watch. You can thank Donald Trump for this.
plane.
That is in Philadelphia. Just last night. We have had several plane crashes due to Donald Trump and Elon's brilliant idea to get rid of the people that was already there that was controlling the FAA. Thank Donald Trump. You voted him in there. I voted for the educated Black woman. Happy Black History Month. You voted for Donald Trump, and this is what you get. This is what you're thankful for, huh?
Is Kia Duggins, and I am originally from Wichita,
She
Kansas,
died in the crash
and I
the
went to
other
Wichita
day.
Public Schools from kindergarten through college, and then I eventually went to and graduated from Harvard Law School, and now I work at an organization called Civil Rights Corps, where I litigate cases against police abuse and pretrial detention nationwide. My family has been very personally affected by pretrial detention and by the harms of the criminal legal system, and I went to law school to help remedy some of those harms and make sure that other people don't experience it. Victims of crime are disproportionately Black people. Again, as I said, I care about safety. I care about making sure that we are all, everybody, is free from violence and is able to live safe, healthy, and productive lives. My name is Kia Duggins, and
Kia died in the plane crash that went into the Potomac River. You can thank Donald Trump and Elon Musk for that, because they let go of the FAA administrator, and nobody was there to really run things properly, because the people that put in all the education had all the experience all those years. They let them go. Thank Elon Musk, the one that got $8 billion from the from our funding from our country, helped him become a billionaire. Like the guy said, he's more of a billionaire on paper. Thank him and Donnie boy. This brilliant young lady Kia is unalive, and her family is sad because of him. She was part of Black history.
Should scare the shit out of you. We will go to the full extent, depending on how far this goes. We will go to the extent of cutting off their energy, going down to Michigan, going down to New York State, over to Wisconsin. This fight is coming 100% on January the 20th. If Canadians get hurt, but I can assure you one thing, the Americans are going to feel the pain as well.
If Canada is comfortable enough to make threats like this, imagine the type of stuff that China's thinking. They manufacture all of our transformers that control the entire power grid. What percent of people do you think will survive this? Well, Congress has already done a study. This is what they think.
And what does it look like if our power grid goes down? If we truly have an outage that is nationwide, the EMP Commission, which is a commission that was mandated by U.S. Congress, they found that as many as 90% of Americans would die. 300 million people get wiped off the map just like that. And how long did you say that would take? 9 months.
There's no power, there's no YouTube, no Google, not a tutorial or anything on how to survive without power, which is why everybody in my family has one of these. It's got all types of shit.
Donald Trump, you really want to do this with Canada? America doesn't need this. We don't want it, and we don't need it, Donnie. Greed is going to destroy this country. It already has started. It started with your new president. His greed, the white man's greed, destroying America. I'm going to read y'all something, because this is what everything that's going on, what the free assistance and who the free assistance go to. Okay. White people make up the largest percentage of Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, participants, but people of all races and ethnicities participate in the program. Race of SNAP participants, whites, about 37% of SNAP participants are white people. African American, about 26% of SNAP participants are African American. Hispanic, the beautiful Mexicans y'all trying to get rid of, that's out there picking our fruits and vegetables. About 16% of SNAP participants are Hispanic. Asians, very few of them, they hard workers too. Asians, about 3% of SNAP participants are Asian. Native American, only 2% receiving SNAP. The highest percentage is who? The Caucasians. White people. Again, I'm going to refresh your memory. White people receiving 37% of SNAP participants are white. African American, 26%. Hispanic, 16%. Asian, 3%. Native Americans, 2%. So who is the DEI? You are, MAGA. There we go.
Want to know what cities like Los Angeles, California, Maui, Hawaii, Santiago, Chile, Valencia, Spain, and Catania, Italy have in common? Last year, it was announced that all of them would be smart cities, much like the city of Los Angeles. And coincidentally, each one of those cities experienced a devastating fire that destroyed millions and possibly billions of dollars. It's crazy that now smart cities are having a reputation of catching fire. And that should also beg the question, what other cities around where we live and around where you live are scheduled to be part of smart city movement? And just in case you're curious, some of these are major cities like San Jose, California, Cary, North Carolina, Dallas, Texas, Chicago, Illinois, Austin, Texas, Columbus, Ohio, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm not saying that any of this is going to happen in those cities. This is simply for informational purposes only, and I'm just trying to make people aware. Do you want to know?
Please be aware. Be aware. And what really baffled me about the fire in Los Angeles, y'all, the trees were still up. The houses were burned down. But the trees were still up. How can that happen, Lord? How? How can that happen? This is a fact right here. Look at it. Just look at it. Read it right quick, then I'm going to read it right to you, okay? Nina Turner says, no one voted for Elon Musk. No one confirmed Elon Musk. Why does he have this level of power over our government? Exclusive Musk aides lock government workers out of computer systems at U.S. agencies. Sources say. Nina Turner, thank you for the info. Why are y'all giving Elon so much power? He's a South African. He is not a U.S. citizen. This should not be happening. It should not be happening. It wouldn't happen on the Democrats' watch. No, it wouldn't.
Trump's tariff plans go into effect today, and not only will they decimate small businesses, but they will prevent new small businesses from being able to perform. So, for instance, I have many products that are manufactured overseas. And you might say, well, why don't you manufacture them here? Because I can't, because there are no manufacturers here that make these particular products with these particular materials. So people say, well, people should start making them in the US. Who's they? Because as a small business owner, I don't have the money or the resources to build a factory, to make products. And even if I did, the materials come from overseas, the machinery comes from overseas. So even if somebody wants to start manufacturing here, where are they going to get the stuff? It's going to be more expensive because of his tariffs. So he hasn't thought this all the way through. But you know who has thought it through? His billionaire buddies. Because they want Americans to have less money to live. Because then they will be forced to work longer hours in worse conditions for them, for the businesses that they own. So it is up to us to tell people, to educate others, when we are purchasing things, when the prices have now gone up. It's important that we don't just let this happen and be quiet about it. You can tell your friends and family, you can tell people on social media, you can call your senators and your House representatives and tell them how these tariffs are affecting you, because people need to know. So good luck with that. Trump's tariff.
I can relate to what she's saying because my beauty products, I have them manufactured in China because it's cheaper to have them made in China. Because having something made in this country will cost you so much and you will have such a high price markup, you will barely make any income. So she's right. His tariffs is going to hurt the small business. Absolutely. But does he care? No, he doesn't care. Donnie doesn't care at all. I'm going to go back to a comment I saw. Somebody said, go back to Mexico. Let me see. Hold on. Let me find it. Well, I'm going to read this comment from Kevin Mackin. He said he's a random coward in reality. If you're talking about Donald Trump, I definitely agree. Elon as well. Just a moment. I am trying to find this comment, y'all. Michelle Obama have so much power. Nicholas Wolf says, why does Michelle Obama have any power? She's brilliant. And she stood by her husband and showed him so much love. That's why she got so much power. Black, white, everybody loves Michelle Obama. Everybody. Now, let me tell you something. Donnie Boy wants to do a third term. I said Michelle Obama needs to run against Donnie Boy because he doesn't want somebody like Obama to run against him. Talking about Obama can't because he did 2 consecutive terms. Donnie, shut up with those thin lips. Michelle Obama was mollywop him in the election because everybody loves that woman. The gays, the straight, the black, the white, the purple, Latino, everybody loves her. Asian, everybody loves Michelle Obama, honey. Everybody. I'm looking for this comment I want to find said to go back to Mexico. You go back to Europe. That's what you do, okay? One moment, please. I'm going to take a sip of water out of my crystal wine glass because I like the lifestyle. I don't drink beer and get a beer gut, no.
Hello, everybody.
Everybody loves Michelle Obama.
We know it is Black History Month. When you hear somebody say, hey, Michelle.
Everybody loves Michelle Obama. That's right.
Cajun Nation, you already know that I'm calling BS on this so-called accident with this Black Hawk helicopter and commercial airlines. I mean, as a veteran, it just does not sit right with me, okay? If you ain't seen my first video on this, I made it this morning. Go check it out, okay? But there's a lot of things that people have been messaging me and also in the comment section about what if there was no pilot flying this thing? What if it was remote controlled? Got me thinking a little bit, so I started digging a little deeper. And yeah, we're going to go to Lockheed Martin, okay? And if you don't know who Lockheed Martin is, I suggest you do some research, okay? But Lockheed Martin owns a company, and that company is called Sikorsky. And Sikorsky manufactures and makes Black Hawk helicopters. Yeah, I know, it's just a coincidence though, right? But here is some receipts straight from Lockheed Martin's website and what they've been doing.
Are we really going to fly this optimally piloted autonomous Black Hawk in Connecticut from 300 miles away right here in Washington, D.C.? And the answer is a resounding yes, we're going to.
We're going to see the aircraft come up to a stabilized hover, and this is going to simulate contested logistics operations where we would have a ground crew hooking up a swing load to the aircraft. Yeah, this aircraft is holding this ship apart.
An autonomous Black Hawk is a version of the UH-60 Black Hawk helicopter that operates without a human pilot, using advanced artificial intelligence, AI sensors, and automation systems. Lockheed Martin, through its Sikorsky division, has been developing this technology as part of its Matrix. Wow. I mean, they just throw it all in there, you know? I'll let you read the rest. Here's some more reading material for you.
I've been wondering about that too. The DC crash. How can that happen? It doesn't make any sense. But it has happened, and there's a lot of people hurt and unalive. Families are hurting right now, and we must keep them in our prayers. Even the crash in Philadelphia, we must keep everyone in our prayers. How can this happen? And America supposed to be the #1 greatest country in the world. Which is being said, it's more like a third world country right now. Third world country. That's what's being said about America right now. Yeah.
They've identified one of the pilots, but if the other pilot was a woman, to me, I can't imagine being the parents of that other pilot if she was a girl, saying that because she's a woman, she was less capable than the man. I can't imagine the horror that those parents must be going through. I mean, I'm hoping that's not the case. I don't know who the other pilot was, but I know Ryan respected the people that he flew with and trusted them with his life. And, you don't get to do something in the Army unless you're qualified. You have to earn your spot to be moved into the ladder, to be put into that helicopter. They don't just give it to you. You earn it. I know they've identified one of the pilots, but if the other pilot was a woman.
There they go, that theory. What, DEI? There wasn't any DEI people driving. No. Flying those helicopters. No other plane that crashed. It wasn't at all.
Okay, y'all, they're not backing down. 19, I'm not going to say GOP because I truly believe it's MAGA now. 19 MAGA attorney generals urge Costco to drop diversity policies, citing Trump's order. The 19 attorneys general sent a letter to Costco CEO this week citing Republican President Donald Trump's executive order that encouraged all agencies to enforce our longstanding civil rights laws and to combat illegal private sector DEI preferences, mandates, policies, programs, and activities. Writing that Costco should treat every person equally and based on their merit rather than on divisive and discriminatory DEI practices. The reason we had to have DEI was because they were not treating people and hiring people based on merit. And guess who else joined this battle against DEI, encouraging other companies to drop it? This guy, y'all remember this guy? Daniel Cameron. Former Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron crusaded with other Republican attorneys general to curb.
I don't care to hear about him, but we remember him, that flunky, that bootlicker for Trump. Oh, we definitely remember him. I don't care to hear about no Uncle Tom. I don't. Not on my watch. This is something I want to show because if you're ever in a plane crash, or let's say you're stuck in your car and you're sinking in water, I want you to watch this. This is for the women, anybody. This will help anybody.
If you accidentally fall into the water while driving, do you know how to escape? Just remember these 3 sentences of mine, and you can escape from danger quickly. Please like and save them. First, when the water has not yet overflowed the car window, don't worry about the valuables in the car. We should open the door and escape immediately. Second, if the water has overflowed the car window, the car door cannot be opened due to the water pressure, and the electrical appliances in the car will also short circuit due to the water. So at this time, we must find a way to break the window and escape. But this piece of glass is very hard, so it cannot be kicked open with your feet. We should quickly pull out the headrest and then use the sharp part of the headrest to insert it into the bottom edge of the car window. Lift it up with force. In this way, we can break the window and escape. The third chance. When the car is about to fill up with water, the water pressure inside and outside the car is the same. We need to take a deep breath and then open the door to escape. Fourth, if the car door still cannot be opened, we should quickly climb to the back seat because the main parts of the car, such as the engine, are all in the front of the car. After the car falls into the water, the front of the car will sink first. The rear of the car will rise. So at this time, we should quickly press the button and fold down the rear seats. Then we can climb into the trunk. There is a button on the trunk door panel. Look, we just need to push it gently in the direction of the arrow to open the trunk for emergency escape. Is this knowledge very practical? I am May. Follow me, make a friend who knows cars. If you accidentally fall into the water.
That was something I saw earlier today, and I felt it would be helpful for anybody in any situation like that. Oh, we have a situation that has happened under Donald Trump. The Dow Jones is down bad because of Donald Trump. Can't blame Joe Biden or Kamala Harris, not even President Barack Obama. You can't blame them.
So this just keeps getting worse. The plane crash in Philadelphia was 6 people, as I said earlier, 2 pilots, a doctor, a paramedic, a child, and her mother. Now, the child was here in the U.S. She was actually headed back to Mexico. She was going home after receiving life-saving treatment. She apparently fought very hard for whatever she had. That's not been disclosed yet. And it was successful, and she was going home. She was here sponsored by a third-party charity. So she beat everything, was on her way home, and died in a plane crash. In addition to that, we don't know how many, but there are mass casualties being reported on the ground. I don't know how many people are dead. I don't know how many people have gone to the hospital. That number is to be determined, but it just keeps getting fucking worse. Anyways, that's all I got for now. I'll be back once we have another.
It's getting worse. I would suspect when I get off of here, this live, something else has happened under whose watch? Donald Trump's watch. It's not getting better because he is disappointing our Lord and Savior so much that he's going to let Donald Trump feel the pain that he thinks he's putting a burn on us. God is going to let Donald Trump feel that pain that he's trying to put on us. And if he keep going over there messing with other countries, we all going to be in trouble. God bless America.
Start by thanking each of you for being here. I want to go through some basic facts about what we know for certain right now. An aircraft went down in the vicinity of Roosevelt Mall on Cottman Avenue. This occurred shortly after 6 p.m. this evening. As of right now, we have no reports on the number of fatalities. So right now, we're just asking for prayers for any and everyone who may have been affected. We do want to note that several dwellings and vehicles were impacted. So what are we asking you to do for us right now, Philadelphia? We're urging you to please stay away from the scene. If you see debris, call 911. Don't touch anything. This is still an active scene under investigation. I'm proud to note that all of our federal and state partners, they are either en route here or on the ground with us right now. We did see some neighbors who live in the surrounding community. Just stay in your home. Again, it's still an active scene and it's under investigation. This is only the first of many briefings, I'm sure, to come on this evening. And of course, when daylight comes, when we have more facts and information to share with you. But I do want to say a special thank you right now, again, to all of our federal and state partners and our amazing first responders right here in the city of Philadelphia. Our fire, our EMS, our police department, they have been here working vigorously to ensure that we get this perimeter and the surrounding area blocked off to ensure that we make public safety and health our number one priority. So we don't have any further information to share at this time.
Public safety and health is most important. I pray for the ones that are involved in this. I pray for the victims. I pray for their families. We must all pray for them because we all Americans and we all can do our part in some kind of form. Prayer is big. Pray for them. That's from the plane, the helicopter crash. God bless America. God bless America. It's too much happening. Just too much. God bless America.
We know one of the victims was on that plane was a little girl who was here for treatment. She was returning home to Mexico after receiving treatment for life-threatening illness, and apparently that treatment went well and she was returning home. And we are now hearing from the hospital where she was being treated. Shriners Children's has released a statement saying it's heartbroken to confirm that one of our pediatric patients and the child's mother were aboard that jet rescue air ambulance that crashed in Philadelphia this evening. The patient had received care from Shriners Children's Philadelphia and was being transported back to her home country in Mexico on a contracted air ambulance when the crash happened. Because of patient privacy concerns, we cannot say more about the patient and her family at this time. Our hearts and prayers go out to the families of the medical crew and pilots who were also lost in this tragic event, as well as all the people who were affected on the ground. And we are thankful to the first responders for their quick action. And that, again, is from Shriners Children's Hospital. And we know one of the victims was...
Oh, God bless America. I don't think this was an accident. It's happening too often. They were on their way to take this beautiful young woman back to Mexico. Mexico. Who has problems with the Mexicans? President Claudia Sheinbaum, investigate this. Please investigate this.
What happened. Frontier Systems suffered an operational failure caused by what they're calling a technical glitch, resulting in I want you to hear me say it, a nationwide ground stop. Thousands of passengers were stranded at airports across the entire United States. Passengers were urged by Frontier to basically check the outage status via their Frontier app and website. But here's where it gets weird though. Could this just be another random airline issue, or is there something bigger at play? Now, the point I want to make about this is we also had outages of ChatGPT and DeepSeek today as well. Then at the same time, and I'm going to break this down for you, in another really shocking development, Belgium shut down its airspace as well. They're calling it a technical issue with their air traffic control system. They basically have a system called SCIAS, I think is how you say it, but it's this air traffic control system, and it experienced a failure that impacted their air traffic management. So all of Belgium shut down their airspace. This caused multiple flight cancellations, and they even had diversions all across Europe. But the exact cause they were never able to figure out. Why are both U.S. airlines like Frontier and then an entire European country's airspace shutting down at the exact same time? So is this just some random glitch, or is there something else at play? Here's what happened.
I don't believe it's a random glitch. I honestly do not believe so. I believe this is being done on purpose. That's my opinion. Everyone was rushed out of the airport in Miami. What is going on? What is going on, America? Who is doing this? Because none of this, I do not believe any of this is a coincidence. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming to my live. Thank you. Have a beautiful day. Bye.